Hey guys, so I'll be talking about a heroic chainsword build with the bolt carbine for the Vanguard class in patch 10.2 Space Marine 2. Now in the hotfix they had here, they did buff up the heroic chainsword to have a 4+ speed, and they also buffed the perk effect down here, fistfight. You can perform an additional heavy attack after a quick punch. Also a front kick is replaced with a quick punch, and all heavy attacks deal 15% more damage. Now, the Vanguard actually has pretty good synergy with this weapon because perks down here like Swift Recovery that give you 100% more contested health on your heavy attacks are very useful on this weapon already, and the Vanguard has a base starting perk here of 50% increased CHP recovery, so really good synergy there. This guy can very easily benefit off of heavy attacks on the Chainsword, though actually dying on him is quite difficult, especially if you take healing perks like Adrenaline Rush or Unmasked Seal, which we'll get into later. Now, for the primary here, I do take the Bolt Carbine automatic version. This is one of the best primaries on the Vanguard here currently, though I will say if you want to take the Oculus accuracy variant or the Melter rifle, you can. All of these are pretty good right now, and the Instigator Bolt Carbine is probably the weakest. Now for the perk tree on the Bolt Carbine here, I do take Headhunter first, moving here into the perk Rapid Health. This one isn't super valuable for us on this build because we do have things like Adrenaline Rush, but we have to pick this one up to go into the perk here Home Precision anyways, which reads Equip Weapons Maximum Spread decreases by 50% when firing without aiming. This perk basically turns your hip fire into a laser beam on this gun. A super valuable perk, really makes your weapon hyper accurate despite having 2 accuracy here. An amazing perk for sure. Now the next perk I take is Divine Might for a 10% damage increase. Then I pick up the headshot perks here with Headhunter and Headhunter for a flat 20% headshot damage increase. Then I pick up Extended Magazines, pick up Divine Might once again. Let's move here into the ammo reserve options with like increased capacity and magazine restoration because the ammo economy on Vanguard is not incredible. This weapon actually kind of makes up for that quite a bit. And the final 2 perks here are Adamantine Grip for 25% recoil reduction, and the final perk is Divine Might. And if you really want to here, you could skip over this Divine Might perk and this Divine Might perk and go up here into Gunstrike Reload because this perk is quite good, but I decided not to do that today just to like double up on damage. Now for the secondary option here, I do take a Neo Volkite pistol. I actually like this weapon on Vanguard quite a bit because first of all, you have great CHP recovery on your melee and your primary on this class. You don't really have to care about that too much for your secondary anyways. And this one also has a pretty good boss damage on top of things like being able to stagger Soul Reaper Can Terminators at range. That's like the only one that can actually do it of like any secondary here besides Inferno Pistol on the Vanguard, so pretty good for that. I do pick up the Firepower variant. It's built down the bottom tree here for things like Combustive Momentum. After a Gunstrike, heating speed increases by 30% for 6 seconds. Let's move up here into the perk Accelerate Combustion for more heating speed, and we just take perks here like a Volkite Blitz for more damage, and it's pretty self-explanatory there. That's pretty much all there is for the secondary. Now for the primary, I do take the Heroic Chainsword like I mentioned before, and the perk setup we have here is picking up Perpetual Strength first, moving here into Swift Recovery. Then I pick up the flat 10% melee damage buff for Perpetual Strength, moving here into the perk Reverberating Impact. Stomp area effect radius increases by 50%. This weapon can actually go from a stomp, or it can go into a stomp from a light attack into a punch into a stomp, so only 3 attacks, pretty good for that. And the next perks I take here are Combined Onslaught and Heavy Onslaught for even more heavy attack damage on top of our Heroic perk effect. And I also pick up the perk up here, Trampling Stride. After performing a stomp, hold the attack button to perform an additional stomp. Now, currently, this perk is bugged. It's a known issue by Saber that doesn't work with the Heroic Chainsword here, but they'll be fixing that eventually, so I'm just putting it in here anyways. Though I will say for now, you could just take the perk down here, Momentum Gain, instead. But to be honest, this perk doesn't do a ton for you in this build anyways. And the final 2 perks I grab are Minoru Slayer and Extremis Slayer. And that's pretty much all there is for the weapon selection here. Now, for the perk tree, I do just grab Upper Hand first. After a perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This perk will simply save your life. Having no knockback in this game is incredible. It will simply prevent you from getting staggered, and stagger is like the #1 way to die in Space Marine 2, so super great for that. Next perk here is Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. 25% health damage reduction in this game is also incredible because being able to have a health damage reduction upon armor break will simply save your life, especially versus stagger effects like Helbrutes and stuff like that. Super valuable perk, bails you out all the time. Now, the next perk I take after this is Retribution. This is kind of a meme perk. This one just gives you 30% more melee damage for 20 seconds on being grabbed or knocked back. I am taking a Heroic Chainsword here, so I kind of want to go for like full melee damage, but I would say the perk here, Consecutive Execution, is obviously better because 90-second Melt-A-Bombs, Crack Grenades, Shock Grenades, and Frags are amazing, and the perk here, Hone Reactions, is also pretty decent at times. Next perk here for the team perk selection is Inner Fire. All squad members can Next perk here for the team perk selection is Inner Fire. All squad members can restore ability charge by 15% by performing finishers on Majora's level or higher enemies. The description of this is actually incorrect. You don't have to finish them at all. You can just kill them outright and get that 15% damage reduction, even like your bolts and stuff like that. So super powerful perk here. Though obviously a lot of people love this perk for the 30% healing for Extremis or Terminus for the whole team. But today I'm taking Tip of the Spear and Adrenaline Rush, so I'm not going for this one. Next perk here is Restless Fortitude. After a diving kick, you take 40% less range damage for 10 seconds. This perk is really good versus Chaos. 40% less range damage is incredible, and 10-second uptime is a very long time. This also affects your armor. With the perk down here, Launch Restoration, you will get armor back from a grapnel, so really good synergy there. Next perk here is Tip of the Spear. Enemies hit by diving kick take 15% more range damage for 10 seconds. This actually applies a debuff to the enemy for your entire team, so pretty good for things like bosses and stuff like that. And the next perk here is Thrill of the Fight. After a perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you take 20% less health damage for 5 seconds. This combined with Conviction makes you incredibly tanky in this game. I do like this perk combo quite a bit, though combat readiness is also a great perk for sure. And the final perk in the signature perk tree here is Adrenaline Rush. Melee kills Majora's level or higher enemies restore your health by 5%. I know a lot of people want healing on their builds in some capacity. This is to make up for that. Now for the prestige perk selection, I do take Battlefield Awareness first. If a target is within 8 meters, you deal 10% more range damage. Kind of a no-brainer since we have a Bolt Carbine and Tip of the Spear on this build, so I pretty much always pick this up for this one. And the next perk I take is Launch Restoration. Using the grapnel launcher restores one armor segment. This gives you so much free armor in your game, especially with Inner Fire, so great perk effect. And also the more grapnels you have and more armor you have, the more value you're getting out of things like Restless Fortitude, so great perk synergy there as well. And the final perks I grab are Restoration for even more armor restore and the perk Fortitude for a health increase of 15%. This perk effect is super boring but super valuable because health increases in Space Marine 2 simply keep you alive. That's pretty much all there is for this build. I would not say this is the most meta setup for Vanguard ever, but it is pretty fun. And Vanguard could be really fun if you take things like Inner Fire to use a grapnel constantly. And that's pretty much all I have to say in this one. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye.
Tormentors in this hallway always suck. One of my biggest problems with Dark Tide. Oh, we're back again.
Ensure that ironclad traitor has seen his last battle. Nothing stands after a belt. Barely sentient, just a cog in its heart. Swapping out match. Closing the gap. Talk available.
Have you devs communicate with you at all? No, I do know that I was supposed to have a contact there at some point, but Saber doesn't really contact their doesn't really talk to their contact creators at all. I don't really mind because I definitely called the devs bad at this game before. Alright, let us that was rough. That execute is so cool. I hate Assault more than my boss. You must love your boss then. How could you possibly hate Assault?
Swapping out magazine. There is something wrong with the tracks.
There are several consoles for managing the tracks nearby. You must perform the appropriate
Hating Assault is
rites of
hating
alignment
fun, yeah.
with
Fun
the
police
desired
over here.
geometry. Assuming they possess the ability to
Diesel here with the plug.
extrapolate
What's up, Diesel?
Surely the ultramarine scream that includes for reasoning and spatial awareness.
Considering this plan of theirs, I have my doubts.
Alright, let's go and hit the button again. How to spread the word. I do appreciate it, Diesel. Yeah, solo hard stratagems is easier than true solo operations right now. That's for damn sure. I mean, it depends on the stratagem sometimes, but for the most part.
is what you can carry. Who will stay with the fusion battery? Grapple launcher set. Grapple launch. Grenade out. Arming up. Reloading. Frag grenade set.
Maybe I stop teleporting, that'd be nice.
What needs grappling? Giving them a trap. Who will stay with the fusion battery? Leave the sword. Book available. Streets are stuck. Who will stay with the fusion battery? Swapping out magazine.
Dude, these guys are teleporting so damn much. Oh, it's the horror. The absolute horror.
Who will stay with the fusion battery?
Hey, you can't do that.
Magazine in. Who will stay with the fusion battery? Bring me another spear. Who will stay with the fusion battery? Grapple launch. Who will stay with the fusion battery?
Set up.
Bring the gap. Arming up.
He's actually trying to keep me off that ammo box so hard here. Doing a pretty good job of it too.
Pork available. Who'll stay with the fusion battery?
There we go.
Fuel your packs, brothers. What needs rapid? Who'll stay with the fusion battery?
That was annoying.
A fitting end for millennia of treachery. Reloading. We massacred the thousand suns.
Dude, this isn't like that bad of an area to fight this guy because you have so many places to break his line of sight on plasma shots. It's that one, it's the water area. That's where he's the hardest on this map by far.
The Omnisire has blessed you with an abundance of power. Perhaps in the Machine God's infinite wisdom, they permit the transgression you're about to commit. Do not
That's true.
speak
Doomslayer
beyond
does
your
Space Marine
care.
operations for aim training.
It does not
Doomslayer is
take
pretty
a
OP.
novice to see this is an act of desperation.
Swapping out magazine. Heretic. Kill it before it moves for aid. Who'll stay with the fusion battery? Book available. Finish. Who'll stay with the fusion battery?
Chainsword is the best synergy Vanguard overall. I think Power Axe has more as an impact build. But on this one, definitely. We're not using tactical prowess here.
These mutants are inferior opponents. Closing the gap. Who'll stay with the fusion battery? Magazine out. Magazine
Alright. Isn't that finally? Oh god.
Who'll stay with the fusion battery? So many limbs, so little fight. Finished and ready. I was wrong to expect a better fight from a sniveling back. Who'll stay with the fusion battery?
spin this around, and then do the finale, and then get out of here.
Arming up. Who'll stay with the fusion battery?
And we're really blessed with the most entertaining spawns today, aren't we?
Who'll stay with the fusion battery? I savor every builder. Book available. Swapping out magazine. Into the more of death. What needs grappling?
Lovely oops, no gun, yep. Very annoying in this game. Alright, and that's... I'm gonna go push the battery up now, they're all dead.
Fight to your worthless gods. The thousand suns march in our position. Reloading.
I also have a fire thing.
We shall hunt everything from that vile creature. What a worthless, soulless creature.
Charging sequence initialized. 0.01% rising. Elastin, you're almost there. What is your status?
Keeping this rusty relic safe while it charges round.
Hold for our signal.
Grapple forge.
Elastin, transmitting targeting signal now.
Receiving it. Barely.
Your data is clouded. Maintain close proximity to target.
Replenished and ready.
Reactor is primed for ignition. The vessel is ready. This machine service be forever remembered.
Engine prime, Lieutenant. Give us the word.
Lock target now.
Bridging signal data with telemetry systems. Numerous errors detected due to signal interference. Calculating
I'm gonna finish these guys off because it's part of the run.
I was wrong to expect a better fight.
Why leave them for the guardsmen?
Closing the gap.
Alright, that's that. That was a long one. I'm sure so many enemies were in that. All of Atreus is pretty damn enemy heavy mission sometimes. Imagine making a path to the Chaos God and a giant man turns up and kills you with a laser pointer. That's the fun of it. Alright. Easy W. Probably more than 500, but I guess that's high for Chaos.